Hi and welcome back to Learn Python by Doing number 20. So in this video I'm going to teach you how to get and set the values properly in a dictionary, like a Python Pro, okay? So first, let's define our fruit dictionary as always, and we're going to have apple here, we're going to have 60, watermelon, here 70, and I don't know, grapes 200. Okay, so our usual dictionary. So what happens if you want to access the value of apple? Then, well, you simply do fruits, apple, and you get the value of 60. But suppose you had a typo here and you spelled apples instead of apple, then you're going to have a key error. And to avoid this key error, probably you need to wrap this code in a try except, and you have to know that it will raise a key error. And well, that's cumbersome, so there's a better way to get values from the dictionary, which is the get method. So if we call this get method with apple, it's going to return 60, but if you call it with apple, then it's going to return none. Why? Because, well, let's print actually this, so to force the none to appear, and there it is. It's returning none. So using this get method is better because you won't have this key error and you don't have to wrap your code and catch that exception. So if that key doesn't belong to the dictionary, it's just going to return none. Okay, so let's see again our fruits dictionary. It's unmodified, but there is another method from dictionaries that you can use in order to set the value of, for example, apples. So let's say fruits, and then we call the set default. And for example, if I call it with apple, which is a key that belongs to this dictionary, then it's simply going to return 60. But if I want to set a default value for a key that doesn't exist, then I have to pass another argument and say 0, for example. Now let's see the fruits dictionary again. Now it's apple 60, watermelon 70, grapes 200, and now we have apples with 0. Okay, so this is very useful for the following thing. Suppose now we have a fruits list. Okay, so we have apple, we have watermelon, and we have apple again. So we want to count and put in a dictionary how many times this apple appeared. Okay, so we want a dictionary that says apple 2 times and watermelon 1 time. Okay, so for this, maybe, well, there are better ways to do this, in fact, but for the sake of presentation, we're going to do it like this. So for fruit, in fruits list, so what would you do? Before watching this video, maybe you did this. If fruit not in, so let's create an empty dictionary. I don't know, it's going to be called quantities. So it's going to be an empty dictionary. If fruit not in quantities, then we're going to say quantities of fruit is going to be 1, else quantities of fruit, you added 1 to that. Okay, so now let's see quantities as expected. Okay, but we can do the same thing but with one line of code. So saying quantities of fruit is going to be quantities of dot set default, sorry, of fruit, and the first one is going to be 0 and plus 1, and the result is the same. So here, the first time that the quantities dictionary see this fruit key, then it's going to default it to 0, and then it's going to add 1. And then the second time it sees the fruit, then this is going to return 1, and then it's going to add 1 again. So the result is going to be 2. And well, as you can see, it's easier doing this operation this way. Okay, so you have to be comfortable using now get and set default because they are the proper way to get and set values in a dictionary. So I hope you like this video. See you in the next one.